although the outcome of the conflict around Eastern City is still up in the air. It is clear that Ukrainian forces are advancing, which might herald the start of a sizable springtime counteroffensive. According to reports from the nation's top intelligence agency, Russian forces are allegedly leaving their positions in the midst of the conflict in Ukraine at an increasing rate. Hanna, the deputy defense minister of Ukraine, claimed in a Telegram post that her country had taken control of 10 Russian positions on the northern and southern borders of Donetsk. As stated by the Chief of Staff of the Ukrainian Land Forces on Wednesday, the significant advances made by the Ukrainian military services in the vicinity of the eastern city demonstrate Ukraine's capacity to defeat Russian forces and mark the offensive's first achievement. These victories also mark the beginning of the offensive. In terms of personnel and arsenal, Russian forces are superior. However, since last summer, the Ukrainian military's actions have precluded them from carrying out their plans. According to Ukraine, Russian forces are unable to carry out significant offensive operations any longer. After the Ukrainian military declared that it had successfully taken over more than 8 Russian military positions, this statement was made. Although the amount of shelling has substantially increased over the last day, according to the Ukrainian military, there hasn't been much progress from the Russian side across the front lines in Ukraine. Russian forces recently lost control of a 20 square kilometer area in and around the eastern city, which Ukrainian forces have recently reclaimed. The Ukrainian General Staff noted in its daily report that fighting was intense and that Russia had begun ineffective offensive operations in several areas to the west and south of the country in the eastern city. These places were respectively located southwest and west of the city. The enemy withdrew up to 2 kilometers away in some areas of the front, after failing to repel the attack of the Ukrainian defenders. However, despite not yet having begun, the Ukrainian counteroffensive is already having an impact. Recent events have shown that Ukrainian forces are skilled at advancing and destroying the enemy, despite the extremely difficult circumstances they are currently in. Russia insisted that it was maintaining its position in the eastern city despite the challenging circumstances. Russia is allegedly fully committed to attempting to annex the eastern Ukrainian city, according to Ukraine. Over the course of more than 15 months of battle against one of the biggest armies in the world, the Ukrainian armed forces have distinguished themselves, particularly for their ability to change subjects when necessary. Recent videos from Ukraine show that in order to thwart any attempts at an advance, the Ukrainian forces occupying the south have constructed long distances of serious trench boundary lines and dragon's teeth tank traps. In order to take advantage of Russia's mistakes and advance in the battle, Ukraine has frequently reacted quickly to the changing battlefield's dynamic nature and used new technologies.